Each year, a new set of video games is hailed as the best available on the market, and as year after year goes by, those masterpieces soon become forgotten. Most popular franchises, like The Legend of Zelda for example, just keep on moving forward with new installments, and rarely, if ever, revisit any of their earlier games, even though gamers worldwide would jump at the opportunity to play them again. Plenty of history's best video games were released decades ago, and though today they're severely outdated in terms of art and features, their story and game design still outclass most titles that came out over the last year or so. Hey guys, it's Mike from Insider Gaming, and these are 5 games that we feel deserve to see a remake. Now before we get into it, we know there are hundreds of great games out there that all deserve the full remake at this point. But today we're only talking about the ones that we think are at the top of the list. Also, a number of games have gotten the remaster or enhanced edition treatment, but that's not what we're talking about. These are all games that we want to see get the Resident Evil 4 and Final Fantasy 7 treatment. If you'd like to switch things up with your own recommendations, feel free to leave them down in the comments and they might just be included in a future video. So starting at number 5, we have the original God of War. As popular and groundbreaking as the Norse saga is, OG players will admit that God of War's best storyline by far is its Greek mythology. The origins of the Ghost of Sparta are truly something special, but most new fans of the series don't know much about them since God of War likely came out when they were an infant. The original God of War is aged like fine wine, and now with Sony Santa Monica having found a firm footing in a new style of action gameplay, the time couldn't be any better for a remake of the entire Greek arc. Coming in at number 4 is a 2-for-1 with Baldurs Gate 1 and 2. The launch of Baldurs Gate 3 re-sparked interest in the franchise in a way that I don't think anyone could have expected. Larian promised an amazing CRPG to last us years, and it delivered tenfold with this game. People who had never heard of the series before have spent hundreds of hours creating characters, telling their own story, and just engaging in some of the best fantasy gameplay you'll ever find. They're also intrigued by what the first 2 games have to offer. It's the perfect moment for Larian to announce a Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 remake. It'll certainly put life back into the franchise's old titles, while paving the way for future entries and letting fans have their fun with 2 classic games. At number 3, it's the first Devil May Cry. Now, the Devil May Cry series isn't nearly as active as it was back, say, in the early 2000s. The release of Devil May Cry 5 back in 2019 set a new bar for hack and slash combat, story, and graphics. But if we're being honest here, almost every game in the series has managed to pull that off, especially Devil May Cry 1, as it marked the start of an entire franchise. And there's a lot of potential in revisiting the series from the beginning. The original Devil May Cry was released in 2001, and it was among the best titles released that year. We know it got re-released for the PS3 and Xbox 360 back in 2011 with the HD collection, but a slight visual update is not what we consider a remake. This game truly deserves the full remake treatment so that new gamers can witness how Dante became the legendary devil hunter we all know him as today, and to get a load of the iconic weapons in the series while they're at it. Up next at number 2, it's The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time is the highest rated game on Metacritic of all time, and for good reason. The characters are memorable, the storytelling gets you emotionally invested, and it has masterful pacing and gameplay. Ocarina of Time is Link's best adventure, and it's a captivating one from start to finish. It brought the series into a brand new era back in 1998, and is still played and praised as much today as it was back then. We've seen it re-released with some updates when Ocarina of Time 3D was released for the 3DS in 2011, but if there's anything longtime Zelda fans would like to see after Tears of the Kingdom, it's a full-on Ocarina of Time remake. And coming in at number 1, we have the original Metal Gear Solid. Sure, the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake will be out soon, but it's about time that all of the original Metal Gear games get remade. The first Metal Gear Solid pioneered the stealth genre, and it broke barriers for the gaming industry in both story and gameplay. This is a franchise rich with lore, and it has had a cultural impact on the world. The first game in the series may be our top pick for video games that deserve a remake, but let's be real, if we had a choice to it all, we'd just say remake the entire franchise. So we really hope you enjoyed this latest video. Leave a like and let us know your thoughts in the comments below of what games you'd like to see get a remake, and be sure to subscribe with notifications turned on to get new videos from Insider Gaming delivered daily.